For the January 2016 Calvin Klein collection release, we're introducing some new technology that we haven't seen before in any of our previous frames. Specifically in the new group, which is called Crafted Construction, we have the CK8020 and the CK8014. Both flat metal combos. One is a female style, one is a male style, but what's most interesting about this group is the construction. So if you pay attention to the back of the frame and you notice how there's some screw details that are connecting the Zyle built up material to the back of the flat metal, this is a new construction that we have not used in the past, and it adds a more luxurious feeling to this frame. So as we continue to elevate Calvin Klein collection, these types of little details are what's going to allow us to be set apart from other brands. Additionally, the titanium nose pads continue this season. We've started using them in the past, but once again, they add a nice subtle detail of elevated elegance. In the next group, which we're calling Metal Wrap Hinge, this is a detail that we originally used in our sunglass release for September. Now we've carried it into the ophthalmic offering as well. So still playing off of the signature reverse hinge that we use, but just with a slight little metal hardware that wraps around to the front of the frame, just adding a little something more, especially with this thin temple that we're using on this entire collection. Specifically the CK8520 is a nice little shallow rectangular style that was developed as a replacement to the old CK7723. For those of you that remember that style, it was a bestseller for many years. We just recently phased it out. So this is just an updated version of that 7723. The next style is the CK8519, much more of an on-trend style in terms of thin profile, depth. You get a nice little keyhole bridge there, and once again, this little tapered temple, this thin tapered temple detail is a nice little subtle detail for this group. And then the sunglass CK8505S, real simple, very RXable, keyhole bridge, thin temple, and just a very easy RXable kind of shape in some really nice colors. You're gonna see a lot of navy and oxblood, so nice, deep, rich colorations for Calvin Klein collection. Another story that was originally launched in September through our sunglass collection is the exposed hinge pin. So this is the concept here, is taking the reverse hinge detail, and if it were to continue forward and you would see some of that metal hinge coming through the front of the frame, that's what this is meant to portray. And it's not a deep three-dimensional kind of shape, it's just a small little metal flat detail, nice little subtle tone that nothing, not too male, not too female. So on the CK8012, we have a great flat front metal, all metal frame. We've been doing really well with flat fronts lately. I think they're very much on trend, but not to let any detail go, please pay attention to the temple tips. So for example, in the 016 colorway, these beautiful, beautiful marbleized color, marbleized temple tips add a lot of depth and richness to this frame. Then in the CK8518, great color story here, but what's interesting to point out is that they're all either matte finishing or like a brushed finish. So no shiny frames here, really nice on trend, nice detailing on the inside top of the frame of the front. So just an easy, solid male square. And then on the sunglasses, the 8501 SP is a beautiful frame. What I want to point out is that all the SKUs here are polarized. So we have 4 colorways, all polarized, great colors, black, brown horn, Tokyo Tort, and oxblood. Pay attention to the detail in the temples because some of the striations on the Zyle are really, really amazing. And you get a little horn effect on the top front with a crystallized sort of two-tone effect on the bottom. Fantastic frame. And then on the women's side, we have this nice little softened square, the 8510S. Again, nice little thin temple details, very RXable, nice frame for just about any woman. Faceted pin is a really important group to this collection. First of all, it's an all women's group, so all female styles, and some great shapes, but also the detailing, as you've seen it before. Once again, we launched this in September as well through the sunglasses, so it's new to ophthalmic, and it's a three-dimensional faceted metal hardware piece on the front of the frame. In the world of Calvin Klein, they refer to it as the spine detailing, so they use it in handbags, small leather goods, footwear. It's a really key iconic piece of hardware for them, so we've managed to incorporate it onto the front of our frames. Style CK8529 is just a really easy modified rectangular style in some really good colors, so we anticipate this to be a top seller. Then you get the CK8528, a little more on trend, a little deeper, nice teacup style there, teacup shape. We have CK8530, really nice on trend cat eye in some beautiful, more crystal kind of colors like ocean blue, berry. The berry's gorgeous, so please pay attention to those. And then in the suns, we continue on with the oversized, nice round with the larger piece of hardware on the front, the CK8512S. 3 colors, but 3 really strong colors. So just continuing what we started in September. The metal eye rim detail is something that we also started in September. It was on our women's advertising sunglass style, but here we have it in the CK8502S. It's a male style. It's sort of the rectangular partner to the 8503S that we launched in September, the round style. This could easily be a unisex style, but what makes it a little more masculine is that we used a gunmetal eye rim, so to be more tonal versus a contrasting eye rim like we do on women's. At this point, we are fully integrated with the reverse hinge detail as our signature hinge for Calvin Klein collection. We've removed all branded, all visible logo from the outside of the frame, and so everything really is relying on the shapes, the materials, and this reverse hinge. So we're introducing a new metal, CK8013. The first thing I want to point out is that this is not your typical everyday full rim boring metal frame. We've added a nice little detail to the top corners of the frame, little connector from the hinge to the front. So instead of just being a traditional full rim metal, we've added a little bit of interest here. Also, if you'll notice, we've got very rich Zyle temples here, so this is going to be a great metal for men. Then in the CK7991, this is just, I think the story here is focusing on the beautiful Zyle coloration. So really go through, look at the blue Tokyo Tort, the red tortoise, gorgeous colors, great women's rectangular shape, very sellable with the reverse hinge detail. And then most exciting is the sunglass, which is the CK8007S. This will be our spring advertising style. It's an amazing frame, flat metal construction on the front, nice little cat eye detail. We're very excited about this frame, and as mentioned, this will be the ad style. Also, look at the temple tips. You're going to see sort of a shimmer detail in the temple, so a little bit of subtle sparkle in the temple tips, which is the only Zyle on these frames. The Heritage Group refers to any classic styles that have since been updated or modernized to meet today's style. The CK8001S or SP is the partner to the 8000S, which was an aviator that came out in September. This is just a good, solid, RXable, basic, semi-rim navigator without being too simple. So just changing it up, like I said, modernizing it a little bit by giving it a semi-rim effect instead of a full rim. And the gunmetal color in particular, color 033, is super chic with nice tortoise temple tips. In fact, all of the styles have tortoise temple tips. 2 of the SKUs are polarized, black and gunmetal, and then 3 non-polarized, gunmetal, silver, and brown. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video and learn about our new upcoming release. I hope this helps, and I wish you all the best of luck.